Okay, things have been a little intense since Motzei Shabbos, and I wanted to share something, uh, kind of like exercise that I've been doing over the past few months, I guess since the war started. That's been helpful for me. Just do it randomly when I feel like I need it, I guess, and maybe it could be helpful for someone else. So, I guess a bit of background in the army, we used a technique called box breathing. And basically, it's 4 steps and it's a 4 count thing. So, what it is basically to reduce anxiety and to relax. And we used it with soldiers, and we found it to be helpful. So, the way it works is you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold that for 4 seconds, then you breathe out for 4 seconds, and you hold it for 4 seconds. And I think the idea behind it is that it helps regulate, return the breathing rate to a normal pace, and it connects, it gives your conscious mind control over the unconscious system, which is your breathing. So it's a special thing, and it works. And there's videos of it, guided exercises online, and you can check it out. It's usually done for a few minutes, and it's helpful. After the army, I joined yeshiva, and one of the things I was excited to work on was like meditation, Jewish meditation, and obviously I was reading the book Jewish Meditation by Rebbe Kaplan, and in the book he discusses a meditation on Hashem's name, the 4-letter name, the one that goes Yud, then Hey, then Vav, then Hey. So I read that, and in there's some thing about a hand transferring a coin. I don't remember exactly. I think I tried doing it, but I don't know how much I connected with that. But at some point, I think in my head, I guess my mind made a connection between like this box breathing and this meditation on Hashem's name, which kind of just my mind made some connections, which I'll share, and it feels pretty good. So I'm gonna pass it along and see if it's helpful for anyone else. Feel free to add or to take away or to do whatever. Also, as far as the box breathing, there's different versions, so don't worry about the exact 4 or the 4 of this. It's not, there's like a 4, 7, 8, whatever. Basically, the idea is to breathe at a regulated pace. So I guess let's go for it. I'm going to just go straight for it, and then I think we'll do it 4 times, and on each time I'll explain, or not explain, I'll just give like the different connections that I came up with in my head, to make it more meaningful. And each time I'll add a new letter. So on the first round, I'll do the Yud, and then the next one the Hey, and then the Vav, and then the Hey. So on the first one, I'm going to explain the Yud. So the Yud, to me, something I realized is kind of, well, first of all, it's just the tiniest piece of the Aleph Beis, and from it we make up the whole Aleph Beis, right? We see it in the Aleph, right? There's 2 Yuds and a Vav, but we know that it just, from that piece comes the whole. And also there's 10 spheros, and from the 10 spheros, the whole world is technically built, Ki'ilu, and whatever. Yud is basically a complete package, and from 1 to 10, it's a full set. So we're going to use the Yud to symbolize just breathing in just fully filling up ourselves with breath. Breath is the way that Hashem made us into living, breathing things, and it's a direct connection. And think about, to your first breath, you still have a connection to that. So yeah, and also the Yud, if you look at the shape, it's kind of like a funnel. It's like this, goes down, and you could picture it even like a 3D Yud, where it's just like going like that, and then comes in, and we're breathing in, and we're going to fill ourselves up with the Yud. So, Yud. Breathe in and fill yourself up. and until however long that takes, let's say a few seconds. And then we're going to hold it on Hey. Now, Hey, the gematria of Hey is 5, so we're going to hold it for 5 seconds. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then is Vav. Vav is, the gematria is 6, so we're going to breathe out for 6 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, breathing out. And then again we have Hey, which is going to be another 5 seconds of holding with our breath out. So we'll hold it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's the first round. Now, we have the Yud, the explanation of the Yud. Again, it's the completeness, it's the funnel. Now let's go on to the Hey. Hey is 5, like we said. And Hey's in the meditation I read from Vari Kaplan, it symbolizes a hand. And the hand, in this case, what we're going to use it to mean for us is just like a stopping, like this universal symbol of halt. And another piece that I want to connect to it is just that we have a torso, and there's 5 limbs, I guess, connected to it. You have your head, your right arm, your left arm, your right leg, your left leg. And during this time, when you're thinking of the Hey and you're counting to 5, you can feel the oxygenated breath reach each of these different parts. The main thing I think is you want to just make as many different pieces that make it real for you. You want to use your imagination. There's no right or wrong, but you want to just connect as much as possible. That's the point, at least for me, is being grounded and connecting to the source. So that's the Hey. We're going to use it as a hand, as a thing to make a time to take a break. We're going to count to 5. And then, again, we have the Vav, which is the breathing out for 6. And then the final Hey, which is, again, holding that for a count of 5. So now we have the Yud. This is round number 3. We have the Yud, which is the breathing in till we're fully full with breath. Then we have the Hey, which is stop. It's a feel of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 limbs connected to our torso, and it's a chance to separate and to gather ourselves. Now the Vav is like a connector. Vav is like a U or Ve in Hebrew, and it also is an arm. It looks like an arm, and it's used a lot to symbolize an arm in various different places. So we're going to use that, and while we're breathing out for 6, we're going to imagine that this is like we centered all this breath and we brought all the breath in through the Yud. The Hey, we felt it move throughout our body. We took the time to let it do that. And now the Vav, we're gonna shoot it out and reach as far as we can and reach, and we're trying to connect. Where are we connecting to? We're trying to connect to Hashem. We're reaching for Hashem. And 6, it's we're counting to 6 for this amount of time, for this segment, and reach as far as we can. And in the end, we have the top of the Vav is like you have the arm, and then the top of the Vav is the hand, and we're outstretching. You don't have to physically outstretch your hand. You can, but we're just imagining all this yearning that we have to connect to Hashem, and we're going as far as we can, and we're pushing the breath out. And then lastly is the Hey, and we're going to hold it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now for the final round, so we have the Yud, which is the pulling in. The Hey, the second Hey, which is the holding and letting it spread throughout the body. The Vav, which is the centering and just reaching out and connecting to Hashem. And finally, the last step is after we've done all this stuff, the final Hey is going to symbolize the hand of Hashem, and it's holding our hand. And I like to, when I'm like, I just like trying to maybe turn my hand over to feel it. And you can feel it. You can feel the pulse in your hand. And you can close your hand. You can feel it. It's for 5 seconds. And you can just feel the closeness. And you can feel safe with that. And you can repeat as desired, and just add on different things that make you feel comfortable. And I hope this is helpful. And I'm wishing everyone a Chag Sameach and a Geula Nissan.